What's good, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Welcome. I love all the chatter before we even get started. So I love that people are really invested on who's first every single day. So it's pretty interesting. Today, Penguin Airlines, you are still number one. You have it timed perfectly. You always come in. You come in with the same emo every day. It was Penguin Airlines. I'm sorry, everyone else. Latero, how you doing? Good to see you. What's up, Silly Boy? Amame, you tried it. You tried. You were almost there. You were fourth. Almost there. Y'all were really close in time, though. Your timestamps were really, really close together. So you all right there. I love it. So that's the problem, because because you never know what time I'm actually gonna go live. You gotta be there. You gotta be waiting, you know? Let's see. Who else do we have in here today? What's up, Uber King Khan? Good to see you. What's up, Aki? Good to see you as well. What's up, G? Welcome. What's up, Laylars? Who else we got? It's good to see you all today. It is, it is a slow Tuesday. I'm not gonna lie. It's a slow Tuesday for me. One, I can already tell the music's gonna throw me all the way off. So I use not a service, but I play Stream Beats playlist here. There's a company called Stream Beats that makes free streaming music, that they have these playlists on Spotify that I use. And they just released some new playlists. They have a bunch of other music, but I don't ever feel like going through all of it. So I just use the pre-made playlists. They have a dubstep one. And I'm not a huge dubstep fan, but I wanted to switch it up a little bit. And I can tell that I'm both gonna like this and not like it at the same time. But we're gonna let it ride. We're definitely gonna let the dubstep ride. Assuming you can even hear it. We're gonna let the dubstep ride. And let it go. If you're on time, you're early, you know? I'm with you. I'm definitely with you. I was at the data center all day, so feel pretty tired. Definitely understandable. Yeah, being at the data center can do that to you. Couldn't find the second out of 6 Terraform video. Yeah, so that's a good question. The Terraform, so we lost a drive. We lost an external drive. Back then, we lost a couple of those. I think we lost 1 or 2 Terraform videos. We lost the entire tracks series as well. So that's why we're running tracks first. So yeah, it's not up, unfortunately, but I do plan on running the Terraform series Hoist in March. I think we're running that like the 3rd week of March, 2nd or 3rd week of March. So keep an eye out for that. Let's see. What are we doing today? Today, we're in the very last week of deCoded, and now that we've kind of touched on all of the basics, we've kind of this is really throwing me off. But it's all right, we'll work through it. Because we've learned the essential tools that we're gonna need, we are just gonna get more seat time today. So this week is supposed to be today algorithms, solving some more algorithms. So today we're just gonna be working through problems in exorcism. Again, seat time, we're getting to touch things, solve some problems, write some code. On Thursday, I had a different project planned. We're actually going to be diving back into our Pokemon project, and we're going to be extending it, diving into a few more concepts, but we're going to be building back onto that and actually productizing it and making it a more complete application. So this entire week, this week is, hey, how do we actually use all the tools that we've picked up? How do we start to think like a developer? And so again, if you're still very confused about a lot of things, it's okay. This was just to get you familiar, understand what variables are, understand what loops are, all the essential tools that you're gonna need. The second part of this, deCoded number 2, is gonna start in, so the second level, the journeyman level of all these series is going to run in the beginning of April. That's when they'll start back up. And it will take it, we'll hop into further concepts, we'll hop into programming for the web, and we'll understand how to, dive into all the linked lists and all the things that you've probably been seeing and that you want to learn. We'll be diving into that in the journeyman level. And then the master level of this course, which will run later in the year, will be, it'll be around a lot of design principles. It'll be around a lot of, we'll do the entire thing, most likely building the whole thing will be 8 weeks of building a complete application, one single application, and what that kind of looks like. We'll be solving some real challenges there, so it should be pretty fun. But that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna solve exorcism problems all day. I have a technical task for an interview and was planning on using videos to prepare. Absolutely. I feel you. I'm sorry about that. So the second Terraform video might be covered. Basically, if you look at the Terraform week that we did, maybe three weeks ago, it's probably the last two videos that are up. The infrastructure as code stuff. It might give you the stuff that you need. That entire week might give you everything that you need for that. How do I get Lido swag for free? I'm not sure. I will see if we can get them to come through and give out some free swag for sure. I got lucky. I bombed an interview once because I was asked about linked lists and I didn't know what they were. Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. So data structures, all those things, those are things that we dive into in the journeyman level of the course. Completely understandable. I find it frustrating that the thing is, I have yet to see, I've definitely seen implementations of linked lists in the wild, but I haven't, like, it's not a super, at least in my experience, I've worked a lot of different places. It's not a crazy common occurrence. There are other structures of data to handle these things as well. There's also language paradigms and a lot of languages which will help you out with these things, but that does suck, but we will learn about those things in the journeyman level. Found it super useful to learn lists and other data structures using C. Yeah, that's fair. I do agree with that. That's one of the reasons why we utilize Go for most of this stuff, is because I think the concepts are a little bit easier to go through using that. But yeah, I look like a prehistoric man. Phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, I guess I may look like a prehistoric man, but I'm post-historic because, you know, we're in the future right now. No one's written this history down. It is being recorded. So I guess, you know, what's the word for current history? The exact history right now. That's what type of man I am. What's up, it's J Phils? Good to see you. Silly boy, the thing is, you're right. Linked lists, everything you need to know is in the name, basically. But, you know, until you understand it conceptually, doesn't make any sense. There are no blacks in the future. I mean, I'll guarantee there's blacks in the future. Come on, I'm in the future. We're here. You know, your statement. It's not even a good statement. It's not even a clever. Come on, if you're gonna get clever, yeah. If you're gonna be a troll, you gotta get clever, troll. Like, come on, if you're gonna come in and troll, make it interesting, okay? Make it very, very interesting. It doesn't make any sense. give me something I can work with. Give me something I can respond to and come back to. Give me something I want to block you for. I don't even want to block you for that. All right, give me something good. Okay, that's all I'm saying. But cool, let's hop in and let's do it. Let's build some things. We're gonna hop in exorcism. We're going to try whatever. So we'll try some medium stuff today. We'll start with some easies. We'll knock a couple easies off the belt so we can get our brains flowing. We can get, you know, the juices going, and then we'll try to get into some medium. Maybe we'll try to handle one or two, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. Wait till that guy hears about climate change. All right, so let's get over to Academy View and let's go into exorcism. Whoa, All right, we gotta make sure our typing gets good today. We gotta make sure, you know, we're ready to go. Get our fingers warmed up. Actually, you know what? To get started today, because we don't have a lot of time constraints here, let's go ahead real quick. Everyone knew I'm a terrible typist. We are going to do one type racer race really fast. At least I am, so that we can I can get going. Absolutely, mobile pad. Absolutely share that success. I'd love to hear about it for sure. Sorry to bother you. You're going to talk about Docker tomorrow, right? Yes, correct. We are going to, tomorrow is more containers, more Docker tomorrow. We'll be writing Docker files. We'll be talking about layering. We'll talk about persisting data, all that other stuff. That is tomorrow. You are correct. My friend just built a split ortholinear keyboard. I'm scared to try ortholinear because I'm just getting decent with what I have now. Have you ever tried a keyboard like that? No, I have not. I'm kind of scared, honestly. I'm kind of scared to try it because I'm just getting decent at these things. But yeah, that's a better one. Except we talked about the past, talked about the future, and the computing in the cotton fields. You know, at that time we're just getting to cotton gin, so the technology's a little off. So your joke doesn't really match up quite yet. Come on. Bring the heat, man. I really do. So I'm going to block you, but I'm waiting for like a because it took you a while to think of that. You sat back, and that's you had time to get it together, and this is what you came back with. Come on, give me something good. Give me something really good. Selenium boy, excellent. Now you don't have to watch any more ads. Good job, Bryce. Come on, you know, if you're gonna take the time, if we're gonna give you the time to come with something hot, come with something hot, man. It's an interview. You're being interviewed right now, and you haven't passed it yet. You haven't passed it yet. Come with something good. You know, not even good at being a racist. I don't even understand. Just found your channel. Dope. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much, Valiance. I appreciate it. Who else we got? Gold. Good to have you. Welcome. All right. So I'm a terrible type racer. I'm a terrible typer, typist, period. So let me practice myself first. All right. I'm a terrible touch typist. I'm not a terrible typist. I'm a terrible touch typist. At the doorway on my, I'm killing it, y'all. All right, I spoke too soon. Are falling down. The O is killing me. Down, comma, and. All right, I got a little cocky, and now I broke myself. It's my right hand that's the problem. Try to. Nah, I'm not feeling it. Hold on. Let's restart. We'll get there. Let's try it again. Let me get back in, and I'm gonna race. I need my highest type racer. My highest type racer is 56 words per minute. So no, my highest type racer, if I'm looking at the keyboard, was like 80 something words per minute. But my highest touch typing is like 50. But once I get off, see, this is too long. This is way too long. But I'm gonna try it anyway. All right, here we go. I'm gonna finish this race. I'm gonna do it. Here we go. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. We all love a good. No. Okay. Oh no. See, once I break, it's over for me. All right, hold on. I'm struggling. Tantalizing. Oh, okay. All right. In front of y'all, I can't do it. So here's what we'll do. We're gonna start doing type racers. The first thing that we're gonna do is type racer. All right, so I can get comfortable. I need to get more comfortable typing in front of you all. I do so much better when I'm not in front of you all, and I wanna, I wanna race. I wanna race some of you all. We'll do it at the very beginning, at the very end, so I can get more comfortable. I'll have to imagine that you all are naked out there. Like when you go speak at an event, you gotta make sure the people in the audience are nude in your brain. It's. I tried it. It didn't work here. Okay, that's better. That's better, except a predator. The predator is pretty badass. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. The predator looks pretty badass, and the predator does some cool things. You spell monkey wrong. Kind of good. Okay, I'll give you one more shot, Bryce. I'll give you one more shot. I really will give you one more shot. These are. You're either 12 or you're 60, and you're having a tough time putting something together. You get one more shot. You only have one more shot. You're getting blocked regardless off of the next shot. But I want to give you one more go. Give you one more go. Because also you spent some time, so hopefully you're gonna learn something if you stick around for a little bit. So stick around. Maybe you'll learn something. Just stick around. Did a few optimizations across 6 dynamically rendered pages. Okay. Thus making thousands or so. Anyways, I did a minor bump performance-wise on those pages. Every site literally upped a minimum 0.1 in Lighthouse. That's great. Lighthouse is super helpful. Meaning the slowest site fell from a load time of 6 seconds to below 2 seconds. That is actually really, really good. What was I was across 6 dynamically rendered pages. That's super helpful. That is very, very helpful. One of the interesting things is that technology has done us a bit of a disservice in the way that it can hide problems. Because technology is pretty powerful. People on powerful hardware with great internet connections, if you're testing on those things, can really mask the performance of some things. Being able to drop your load times like that from 6 seconds to 2 seconds is pretty significant, particularly for people with slower internet connections. It will actually make a little bit of a logarithmic effect. It'll have a logarithmic effect on their load time. So that's pretty dope. I love that. That's awesome. We're gonna give Bryce one more. We're gonna give one more, just one more. So here's the thing. Literally in high school, we used to have. I went to a about 50-50 high school. I went to a private high school, mixed black and white. And what was interesting is because we were all so close, we used to drop all kinds of jokes. And you want to say it was out of love. In hindsight, maybe not all out of love, but like, I can recognize a good joke when I hear a good joke. So I want to see if there's a good joke coming my way. Come on, this isn't new. I'm 30 years old. I'm a 30-year-old black man with dreadlocks. These aren't monkey predator. That's not. Come on, give me something. Give me something that I'm like, now you're blocked. But just give me something good here. All right, what Exorcism is simply a website that allows you to practice coding exercises. So they give you coding challenges, and it follows a test-driven development pattern. And you download them, you do them locally. It's you have a good time with it. Makes you better. I don't think this is the best site for doing coding challenges, but I think it's a solid site because you can also get feedback. Let's see. Exactly as Jay feels. Seriously though. Let's see. If you can tell the jokes, you got to be able to take them 100%. That's fair. So that's fair. That's kind of how it was in high school. It was pretty interesting. It was also interesting because where I grew up in Prince George's County, Maryland, all black people. Literally, we had one white person, and we had one Hispanic in our elementary school and middle school. The same white person, the same Hispanic person, all throughout elementary and middle. So it was a pretty interesting culture shock going into high school, but it actually ended up turning out being pretty great. I'm glad. One of the issues with the world today is simply that we just don't get to talk to each other. We don't get to spend time with each other. We don't get to experience each other's energy. If that could happen, things would all change. I agree. I'm about to. All right, there we go. That I will say, Bryce, that was your better one. But now it's all good. Now you're waiting for it. I'll ban you now. I appreciate it. It was fun playing with you a little bit. But okay, cool. He's not banned. He'll probably come back with another username. I'm actually surprised that doesn't happen here more, but it's all good. It's definitely all good. But yeah, pretty interesting. But that's what I think some of the problems of today are. Simply people, we don't get to talk. We don't get to talk to each other. We don't get to interact with each other face to face. That's if we did, the world would be a much better place. But we're learning about each other over the internet. It's all good. It really is all good. But yeah, Exorcism, simply a site to go practice some things. Thank you so much, Decipher. I appreciate the bits, the cheers. Thank you so much for the love. Not gonna lie, I started to do some Spring and Dynamo stuff, and I'm looking to do some async to my Spring backend to manage my database. Is JS the way to go to achieve this? Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to do some async stuff, absolutely. Node, JavaScript really does make for really good asynchronous programming. JavaScript is kind of the way, especially if you're trying to do anything web related. So, it is what it is. The best site for practicing your data structures and algorithms. Yeah, I find, because I'm not a software engineer, I haven't spent as much time on these sites as a lot of other people have. I do find that LeetCode has more of the algorithmic problems that people are generally looking for. There's also, I'm trying to think what the other one is. There's one that companies use for people to get people hired. Like they actually submit if they were to give you a take-home exam, they would give you one through there. I can't remember what it is, but there's another one that's good for that as well. But I do think that LeetCode is a good place to go for that. Code Wars also has some decent algorithmic ones on there as well, but I don't like their interface for implementing. I don't like their interface for writing the code. I don't like their IDE that's on there personally. Binarysearch.io, check that out. Oh, HackerRank. HackerRank is the one that I was thinking about. Oh yeah, Binarysearch.io. Maybe we'll hop into Binarysearch tonight and try one of those as well. So I've heard good things about Algo Expert and Algo Pro. I think one of them doesn't exist anymore. I can't remember which one is the stolen one, but I've heard good things about Algo Expert, but I think Algo Expert only teaches you the algorithms. It doesn't give you any challenges, I don't think. I think it teaches you those things. But if you're trying to, getting really good at those algorithms, it can be helpful in interviewing. Yes, understanding the concepts, understanding the algorithms conceptually can help you longer term, but like, I would just say this: most things that most companies are doing you are not going to need those things. Well, I don't want to say that. I want to say that don't think in your brain that when you get these roles that you're going to be implementing these algorithms nonstop all day. You know, don't expect to be doing that all day. Some places, yeah, you will, but most places you will not be implementing those things. So learn it for the interview, but keep in mind that there are other concepts that you might need to do. Let's see. On average, how much time do you typically spend on your computer every day? A very long time. We spend at least 2 to 3 hours here every night. So let's say 2.5 hours here every night. I mean, my entire company, I run from the computer. I would probably say I spend on a computer, I probably spend 10 I would say I spend 10 hours hands on keyboard per day, at least. It's about 10 hours me personally, hands on keyboard. That's not all coding and stuff. It's emails, it's all kinds of other stuff. But yeah, anyone familiar with Selenium? Yeah, Selenium is dope. Wondering if it is okay to use for non-test cases for like web scraping. Yes, you can absolutely use Selenium for web scraping if you'd like. Yeah, I mean, it's completely fine. A lot of people do use Selenium for exactly that. Completely okay. I would recommend that if you have any familiarity with Python, I would also look at Python and look at Beautiful Soup, because that's also good as well. IO Expert only has like 125 algorithms. Yeah. Yep. I have never seen Coders Rank. We can check that out too. Purple Screen of Death does not sound good. I'm sorry about that. Let's see. I just used a try the other day. Yeah, and you're proud. That's dope. 100%. Understanding those concepts and getting to put them into practice is super duper helpful. Home cook, thinking of getting nutrition data and recipes. Oh, dope. That's awesome. Yeah. Selenium would be completely fine for that. It really would be completely fine for that. Good at tries. Take a look at a Hokorasic algorithm. I don't know what that is. Something good to check out. All right, so let's hop in and let's do some stuff. We've only done one. We've only implemented one here because we were trying to see how it worked, but we haven't really gotten to dive into any of these and really break down any of these. Let's just hop in and let's, get some stuff going. I think we did Hamming, but we didn't do it. I think we did the logic for this, but we didn't do it here. We kind of did our own little implementation of it. Let's hop into, let's hop into Scrabble Score. I don't know. Cool. I'm just gonna pick them at will. We'll try to do a few easy ones, try to knock out a few of the, I'm not saying that they're easy. I'm saying that these are the ones that they've deemed as easy. Let's see if we can tackle them. Let's break them down. Let's use the tools that we learned before about how to solve problems, how to approach these things. Let's understand what they're asking. Let's break it down and let's start to implement the solution using the tools that we know how to implement. All right, we don't have to get crazy. We don't have to do anything super fancy, but let's just start using those tools and learning how to read and think like a programmer. So, man, this dubstep is, all right, hold on, I gotta change it. I gotta change it. It is, I don't hate it. It's just throwing off my, they have another one called Ambient. It's throwing off my thinking. All right, they have one called Ambient. This one might be a little bit easier for me to handle here. Okay, let's go with that one. Okay, so Scrabble Score. So I don't know if you've played the game Scrabble or not. I have. I've never done this one in Go, I don't think. But let's see. Yeah, I don't love this either. But we always go through the other list. I was trying to switch it up a little bit. We'll put it back on the lo-fi hip hop. Yeah, it's got to be what go back to the good stuff. Something we'll work into some new stuff a little bit later. Okay, but given a word, compute the Scrabble score for that word. If you don't know what Scrabble is a word game, and it allows you to take, you get a bunch of tiles which have individual letters on them. The letters are worth different amounts, the different scores, and you can create words out of them and connect them together to make words, and you get points for those things. We will try to implement that. After doing Pokemon, this one seems very easy. That's Sin City. That is the goal. 100%. We're gonna do harder ones than this tonight, but that's what it should feel like, because we've done something a little bit bigger. When we hop into this, you should start to be like, okay, well, I can start to see how you might want to break this down. I know how to use the tools that I have available to me to start breaking these things down. That's exactly what I want to hear. So let's see what we can do here. So letter values, we will need these. This is how much each of the letters is worth. A, E, I, O, U, L, N, all those are worth 1. These are worth 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, and 10. All right. So it sounds like we simply have to make something. So they're gonna give us a word. So you should already be thinking in your head, when it says given something, you should be like, okay, great. That means I have to accept some data. We've learned how to, in our function signatures, we've learned how to accept arguments. We'll take that and we will be able to take the word. I guess we have to compute the Scrabble score. So we need to, determine what each letter is, and we'll need to assign it a value, and we'll need to add all that up. So cool, let's go ahead and let's grab this. Dax Axelrod, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. That's love right there. Purple screen shows when you use an ad blocker. There we go. That's very interesting. Better than an ad. I agree, better than an ad. You know what's also better than an ad? A sub. But Free D's, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. You don't have to get any purple screens. You don't have to get any advertisements. I appreciate the love here. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. All right, so let's grab this. Let's go ahead and copy. Let's go ahead and get logged in to, we'll do this in VS Code. We'll do it in VS Code. We haven't gotten to VS Code in a little while, so we will hop into VS Code. What's up, Goku? And let's actually log into a remote VS Code, connect to host, and I feel like I need to add new SSH host, which is going to be root at sandbox. Is that what it's called? Mastermind.out. You see that? That was 100% accuracy right there. To be, it was nice. Opening a fig, I don't really need to. Let's go ahead and install this update. We haven't used this in a while. Let's make sure we're all updated as well. Get running here. What's up, Anarchy? Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for the follow. S7, welcome. Again, Fidiza, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for the follow. It's good to have you all here. Dax Axel Lord, thank you as well. Good to see you all. Sherlock, welcome as well. All right, let's get this started. I don't want to deal with any Vim issues today since my typing isn't super on point. So let's get logged in. Connect the host, connect the sandbox. There we go. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. This is what we're here to learn. So let's open up a new folder. I'm going to make a new folder here called, we'll actually go into deCoded, and no, actually not deCoded. This is deCoded, but don't we have a folder for this already? deCoded Q1 2021. We'll go here, not show local, open folder, and we will go in there. It's gonna make me type in my password again. Unfortunately, I gotta fix that. So for everyone new, don't sweat this. You can open up a folder wherever you want on your computer. We're just gonna start a new file. Don't sweat it. I am logging in remotely using VS Code into a remote, what's it called? A remote server that we're using for development. I'll let it go ahead and install these things in the background, and we're gonna create a new folder here called week 8. All right. Actually, we'll move that in there. I forgot we're doing exorcism, so I actually didn't need to go in here at all. And actually, this is going to cause us not problems, but we're going to need to clone this in a whole different directory. So let's clone this. Let's CD there. /root exorcism go Scrabble score and code-r. We'll open it up right there. All right. Here we go. Now we can get started. Let's read the problem. Let's break it down, understand what we need to do. So README, if you guys didn't know, for VS Code, if you want to see, if you would like to see Markdown rendered, you can click this little magnifying glass button here, and you can actually see the Markdown rendered completely, and we can see the same thing that we just read here. All right. And so we need to make sure, you know, different letters. So cabbage, the word cabbage should be scored with 14 points. Why? Because the C is worth 3 points. We can see here. The A is worth 1. The 3 is, what is that? B is there twice. It's worth 3 points each, 2 and 1. So you can add all those things up. Let's figure out what we need to do this. Think about what you might have to do. So let's write down what we know. Let's write down what we know about this real quick. We know that that for input, we are going to receive a word. Okay. And when you're thinking word, you should probably be thinking what kind of data type. If we're going to do this in Go, we need to be strict about our data. And so we should be thinking string right now. So we're going to take in a string, most likely. And we can confirm this via our tests in a second. What is the WSL note on the bottom left of VS Code? This is just telling you that we are actually utilizing, well, when I was over here, it's letting you know that you are utilizing the VS, in VS Code, they have a little server to WSL that allows you to have all the functionality that you need. And it's letting you know that you're editing on top of there with the little integrations that they have set up there. So you can see the one where I'm no longer there, I'm SSH into a different place. It lets us know that, hey, you have an SSH connection into something else. Running as root, I should note that's not good practice. 100% EQ Explorer, that is not good practice. When you grab these VPSs from Linode, it will give you root access immediately. We probably should have created a user and have been logging in that way. 100%, 100%. Thoughts on data engineering? Love it, love it. No, it is so it's not similar to DevOps, and it's also not similar to, it's more similar to backend engineering than it is, or backend development than it is to DevOps. Yeah, data engineering. So data engineering is the structuring and the creation of tooling around not only around the management of data, how you're going to move it, how you're going to store it, how you're going to access it, how you're going to work with it. And it can get pretty complicated for sure. Yeah, it's not really like DevOps. I would say that a lot of the concepts that you might utilize some of the same concepts as backend development, but it's not like backend development. Data engineering, the understanding of data engineering is the scope is fairly small, but very deep. So you can kind of scope in on like, it's pretty easy to scope in on the sets of tooling and the things that you would need to dive into, the concepts, but the stuff gets pretty deep and you end up having to get pretty, you gotta get smart about data. You gotta get smart specifically around data. So yeah, so there's some concepts in there that overlap, but they are not the same thing. But I think it's great. I think data will always be something very, very important, and we're just starting to learn how to use our data. It's something that's gonna be in demand. I definitely hop into it if you're interested in it. Some of them do, not all of them. Some of them do a lot of programming. Some data engineers only design things. Some do a lot of programming, for sure. I'm new to Twitch. What else channels of programming would you recommend to me then? 100%. If you're learning how to program, there's the Alt F4 channel, which I think you should definitely hit up. There's also Learn with Leon, who teaches web development. If you want to learn any web development, he actually does a boot camp, kind of like we do boot camps. There's also the Primeagen, If you want to just see someone do some code and do some amazing Vim stuff and kind of just see the process of things getting built and be able to interact and have a good time, those are some other channels that I do recommend. But there are a lot of people on here. Just hop into the science and tech section. You should see a lot of people programming on here. Yes, they do use SQL. They also use not only SQL. Okay, they use SQL, but not only SQL do they use. But yeah. All right, I appreciate that, Jake. Thank you so much. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and let's start to break this down. We know that we need to take an input, which is going to be a string, most likely. What do we know about strings? We know that strings are simply collections. You know, they're collections of characters. All right. So we know that we can interact with each of these things individually. All right. So we know that if a string like hello is passed in, we can then interact with each of these letters individually if we need to. And that's going to help us be able to determine the value of them. The biggest question is, how do I know how much each thing is worth? There are 10 different ways we can do this. The easiest way to do it is what data type do we know about, or what primitive data structure do we know about that is going to allow us to give to have a key and a value. All right, think about that for 1 second, but to have a key and a value. What about your question? Did I miss your question? I'm sorry, Ezekiel. Have you, were you ever show how to navigate through Visual Studio Code? I'm totally new to it. So that's very interesting. I've never thought about that. I also don't know much about VS Code. I really don't. I used VS Code for a little bit, then I dove into Vim for a while, and I was getting really good at Vim, and now I'm back to VS Code, and I'm not great at it. But I can give you, I can give the basics, and I can also, you know, learn, and I know the basics of, hey, here are the files that you want to explore. Here's a search tool. Here's a debugger. We don't know about debuggers yet. One day we're going to go over debuggers pretty heavily. There's a Git feature here, which is really nice. Integrated Git and understanding source control and version control. You probably don't have this, but this is for SSH. Here's your extensions tab. So if you want to add some functionality, you have that. And then any new thing that you install might get put over here. This is Docker extension, which will help. But one day maybe we can go through it. I'm not a pro at it. I'm definitely not a pro, but I can go over what I do know for sure. My string.split. I like that, Naughty Body Wash. You're already thinking about the things that we might need to do. So splitting this up, how would you know, if we wanted to interact with each of these things individually, we might not need to split it, but splitting it probably helps. Why might we not need to split it? Because it's a list of characters. So we already know that we can iterate. We already know for a fact that we can iterate through a string. All right, we can, you know, do a little loop-de-loop through a string. Let's hop into Go Playground just so we can see that. You know, if we have the string hello up here, let's call it X. And we have hello up here. We know that if we want to do for I in range X, this is not Python. We know that we can simply format dot println I. And if we run this, we will simply get, actually, we won't get that. We will actually, we have to, if we want it, we want to do X. All right. So we know that we can iterate through this thing. Right now, it gave us the character value, it gave us the rune value rather than the string value. If we wanted to see the actual string just so you could see it, we could do this. Okay, we could not do that. Maybe we could do this. There we go. Okay, it iterates through, and we can interact using a for loop. Because strings are a collection of characters, it is iterable. We can go straight through and do it. That's helpful. But we might need to split it as well. We can also split it up and go through it. And that might be something to keep in mind. We might have to split it. I have no idea. And so we'll put that here. We can iterate, or we can split. I'm just putting some things here. There's a split functionality that we can use. How can we split it up? There's a strings package in Go. If we should look at the standard library, and let's do that instead of doing the for loop. Let's, you know, do Actually, let me do a format dot print line. And I think I could just print out the entire thing split. So I think if I do a strings dot split, I think it takes in first the string, and then it takes in the character that we want to split on, which is nothing. I don't want to split on anything. I want it to split on, you know, each new character. And I think this will give it to us. Imports, format, run. And this will give us a collection. This will give us a slice of characters that we can go through as well if we'd like to do that. All right. So, oh yeah, also, yeah, throwing out, yeah, if we threw out the, if we added in the second item and threw out the first piece, yeah, we could use the actual value rather than the indice or the index. So cool. So we have a couple different ways that we can interact with these letters individually, split it up or loop through it. That's helpful. Let's see what they tell us. Let's see if they tell us anything extra that we might need to know. You can play a double or triple letter word. So if it says you can play a double, oh, this is an extension, so never mind. Let's not do that right now. Seems pretty simple. All right. Looking for a stub file. Okay, cool. Fairly straightforward. Let's see what they give us as a stub for our stub file. They only give us a package of Scrabble that we can work with. So that's helpful. I mean, well, doesn't really give us much, but that's fine. Let's look at the test file as well so that we know what we are looking for. Remember, I told you this would help guide you on the name of your function, and you can see input and output and understand what's going on. They're going to be passing this into into a function called score, it looks like. So utilizing score, we need to create a function called score. And let's start with that. Let's start with the pieces that we can do. All we know is right now we need a function called score. Let's create a function called score first. All right, so score. That's not how you do it. Function is going to be func score. All right, there we go. This is a function signature right there. We did it. We already created a function signature. This theme is called Legendary Dark, I believe. Control KT does not. Oh, I think it's called Legendary Dark. I don't know how to see my theme. Preferences, color theme. Yeah, Legendary Dark is the name of this theme. You simply install it using the extension tab over here. Legendary Dark. I do like this one a lot. All right, so func score. We've created a function signature. It's not doing anything yet, but we've created a function signature. What we do know is that it does need to take in a string. And remember, we can look at our test cases to determine what we're gonna get. So they're gonna, you know, we have the input and we have what's expected. So the input is going to be a string. The output that they expect is an integer. So that should tell you what you need to know right there. We know what we need to put in, we know what we need to get out. So let's input something first. Let's say our word. We're gonna take in word. It needs to be of type string. All right. But what's the output gonna be? We need to output an integer. So this function signature says, hey, we have a function called score. Remember, a function is simply a piece of code, a little packaged up piece of code that only runs when called. And it's reusable, and you only run it when it's called. Score, it takes in word, which is a string. The type of the return is gonna be an integer, all right? Pretty helpful there. You know, we got our function set up already. Have to get back to work? Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate that, Dax Axelrod. Thank you so much, I appreciate it. Ghost seems pretty verbose. Yeah, so Robot Ninja, it's so very interesting. It is the least verbose out of most of the popular compiled statically typed languages. It is the least verbose. And it is, you know, it's kind of comfortable. Statically typed languages are generally more verbose. Yeah, you could map it if you wanted to. You know, you could 100% do a map in Python. Python's great. Python also presents a number of challenges. It can present a number of challenges for larger applications and for debugging. And if speed is key, You might have to use something like this as well. But you're 100% right, Robot Ninja, 100%. Absolutely red, 100%. I'm building a CV in latex. Woo, that's fair. I understand how you both love it and hate it at the same time. What's up, the bomber? Good to see you. Okay, so we know we need to take something in, and we know we need to spit some stuff out of it. The first thing that we might need to do is we might need to simply create, we need to create a map, okay? We simply need to create a map. The reason why we need to create a map is because we need to know what these scores are, all right? We've been given these scores. There's no way for us to pull these things. We need to create a map for us to know the values of these things. There are ways to do some fancy mappings where we take exactly this and kind of stick it into a map where we map the value of one. We can map the value of one to this collection of characters, and then, you know, check if it's there, whatever. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna create a raw map that has everything that we need inside of it. And let me go by example, just because I don't remember the, okay, cool. That I should have known that actually. I knew exactly how to do that. So let's create a map really quick of all these values. This is gonna be the longest part, I think, of this. So let's go ahead and do it really quick while we can. All right, so we need to do, make our map, let's call it letter value. Yeah, values. Great. A beautiful map, a very, very, very beautiful map. And what is it? Map. And then what is it like this? Let me go back to it. Never remember. Yeah, map. And then the data type of the key. So it's map, the data type of the key, and then the data type of the value. So the data type of the key is going to be a string. The data type of the value is going to be an integer. So map string, outside int, and we're actually going to assign some values in here. All right, so now we're going to create the entire thing, and you know, we can kind of set it up this way. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to type all this out, and it's gonna be pretty trash. Let's do this right here. Let's take this, and we're gonna copy this. We need this line right here, V, yank it. We need to paste this 26 times. Unfortunately, there are cleaner ways to do this. Right now, I really want you to understand what's happening. So we're gonna paste this 26 times. So from line 5 to line 31, that's too many. I think that's right. Okay, whatever. If it's not, we'll fix it. But there we go. All right, and what do we need to do? We need to create some values here. We need to go A is a value. We need to go B is a value. We need to go C is a value. All the way down, okay? D, no, E, F. I'm touch typing this, y'all. I'm doing this. G, H, I, no. I, J, K, no. K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. Again, there are easier ways to do this, but I want you to understand what's happening here. And there are easier ways of inputting this data. It is harder to match the data or to pull the information out if you want to do that elsewhere. A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. And we no longer need the rest right here. We also need to close that off here. Okay. You can find the base ranges on the UTF-int. Yeah. Yep. You could, but yes, they are not incremental. They're not incremental. They are not. Can you write a shell script to do that? So you could write a shell script to do this. The problem is because of the way that the tests are going to pull this in, that would be a lot extra, and it wouldn't work out the way that we wanted it to work out. It will be much harder for us to do that. So we're just going to assign our values this way. The key is a string. the value here is simply going to be, so A is going to be 1, B is going to be 3. Oh, this is going to be trash. I wish I should just copy this and paste this from somewhere. I should have looked it up. You know, when in doubt, what is D? D is 1. E is 1. Oh, this is garbage. I already regret doing this, but it's okay. It's all right. We're almost there now. We almost did it. 2. H is 4. So yes, with a dictionary like, yes, naughty body wash. Yes, maybe not. Yes, we could make a dictionary that was a collection, a slice of strings to a value. Yes, we could. But if we did, we could do that. If we do that, we've got to do, it will probably need to go the other way around, to be honest. It will probably need to be, to work with it easiest, it probably would need to be swapped, and the value, 3 would be first, and as the integer first, and the collection of strings will go afterwards. But then we still have to, we'd have to do a little bit of extra work to break that down and to do some selections inside of those things as well. And ultimately, it will be, I think that the runtime of it would actually be slower. I think it would actually be slower, but maybe not. Maybe I could be wrong. The way that I'm thinking about it right now, I actually think the runtime would be slower. A hash set might make it better, but I'm pretty sure the runtime would be slower. But we don't care about runtime right now at all. We really don't care about runtime. We're just go ahead and get this in here right now. Oh no, I'm absolutely not the expert. Again, I'm a DevOps guy. I'm an infrastructure guy. Coding, I know it. We have a good time with it, but certainly not an expert. That is why I will not be teaching you the expert level course. Someone else will be teaching you the expert level course. I'm only comfortable with the first 2. D is 2 and not 1. Thank you. See, and we probably would have got some false answers based on those things. So we got to make sure we're right. Thank you for error checking me. Please continue to error check me because I'm going to need it. K, where is K? I don't see K at all. Oh, it's right there because it's on its own line. L is 1, 2, M is 3, N is 1, O is 1, P 3, Q should be high, which is a 10, very, very helpful. R is 1, S is 1, T is 1, U is 1, V is 4. All right, we got a little variation there. Also another 4. X is an 8, which I feel like it should be a 10, but it's okay. I don't, they can do what they want to do. And Z is a 10. All right, we probably messed up another number in there. Please let me know if you see something wrong in there, and figure it out. I'm a business analyst that has had a couple code classes. Dope. First off, that's awesome. That's great. Not because you know how to analyze, you know how to look at these things, you know how to think about these things, you know how to take in information and figure out requirements and understand. You're perfect. Your background's perfect for this. That's amazing. All right. So let's do it. Now that we have our map here, we can utilize this to start to do the things that we need to do. I want to create a bunch of functions here, but I'm trying to figure out what we need to do first. One of the first things that we need to do is let's look at the cases that are going to get passed in. All right, so we're going to get lowercase a and capital A. So what we do need to do is we need to clean the data a little bit. We need to make sure that the data is consistent. All right, so we know that the lowercase a and the uppercase a actually have different ASCII values. Skatito Robito, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much for the love that has been shared. Everyone who received a sub, please give your gifter a thank you. Thank you for waging this war against the advertisements. No more purple screens for people. No more 30-second unskippable ads for people. Now you got sweet access to emotes. Congratulations. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for the love and the support. Helps us keep going every single day. I love it. Yeah, so I think that going upper or lower doesn't really matter. The thing that does matter is that we turn these into uppercase letters. So because these are all uppercase letters, also, you know what's going to be problematic, y'all? You know what's going to be even more problematic? The more problematic thing is, what data type did I map these to right now? These are all strings. Rather than what other data type can we use for an individual character? We could use a rune. The problem right now is that if we, maybe I think we're losing it. I think we're coming back. Hold on, Burning JC. I think he called it. I think we're dying. Okay, I think we're back. We are back. Very interesting to see what happens here. So whenever we do get some lag, what happens is my bitrate drops super low. It drops down into like, it's supposed to be like 6.5 megs. It drops down to like 1. What's happened ever since I got business class internet is that when it comes back, I guess it pushes through a ton of data. So it went from 1 up to like 13 for like 2 seconds. And now it's steady back at 6.5. So yeah, life support, it caught it, it kicked in. We're good to go. But thank you. First off, thank you so much for Burning JC. That F came right on time. You know, it gives me a little visual indicator that like, hey, you gotta check this out. I'm gonna keep an eye on it, make sure that we're good. I think we're okay. All right, so a rune or a character, yeah, anarchy. A character data type might be better for this, because right now we're gonna have to do a little, the way that I'm thinking about it, it feels like we're gonna have to do a little bit of extra work if we don't convert these to a rune. The only difference between a string and a rune in Go is simply this. All right, single quotes versus double quotes. And when I highlight it, it's actually not gonna let me do that, but I think we can just rune this. Is it rune or is it byte that we need to put in here? 100% do it for the SLAs, you know? Yeah. You know, 95 Horatio, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Thank you for the love, I appreciate it. What's up, ICANN? Thank you so much for the follow as well. 95 Horatio, thank you so much for the follow. The immediate follow and the immediate sub, that's love right there. I really appreciate that. Parrot, welcome to the channel. Thank you for the follow as well. All right, so we got this mapped out. I think we should convert all this to a rune. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a full find and replace. So I forgot who asked specifically about utilizing VS Code. If you do the little magnifying glass over here, you simply go over here and I'm gonna type in what I wanna search for, and I'm gonna type what I wanna replace it with, which is one of these right here, and then I'm gonna click this button right here that replaces all. It says, hey, do you wanna place all these things? Oh, no, I don't want to. Not all 5 files. I simply wanna do this file right here. So I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna do a Control F, which I think will only do this file right here. Oh no, I have Vim key bindings. How do I do a Control F with Vim key bindings on for just this? All right, how do I make this only be 1 file? Someone who knows something about files to include, only this file, which is Scrabble. There we go. See, I don't know. I would rather do this with you know what? We're gonna do it with Vim. We're gonna do it with Vim anyway. We're gonna do it with Vim so I can practice. So that's how you would do it. Oh, Control Shift F is how I would do it. Hold on, let me check that out. Control Shift. Oh, it just opens up this over here. No problem. But we'll do it real quick with a little bit of Vim usage right here. So you can see right here, my Vim command is gonna be colon. And actually, I'm gonna forget this actually. What is it? Colon, or is it percent? It's colon percent as S slash quote slash single quote slash G. There we go. We did it. That did it right there. Look at all those changes. This is why I like Vim. This is why I'm really trying to work on my typing and command line abilities, because you get to do some cool, well, my command line abilities are pretty good, but my Vim skills aren't that good. There we go. So now these are all runes instead of strings, which is going to help us out. It's going to help us out. Should help us out. All right. Yeah. Or multi-line select would have did it as well. That actually makes a lot of sense too. Okay, well, there we go. So now that we have this created, let me end the entire thing here. let's go ahead and we're taking in a word. Let's start the logic that we need to do here. All right. I'm gonna go down here and we need to clean up the word a little bit. The way that people have already said it, because I did all these as uppercase characters, let's take the word and let's convert it to an uppercase word. So we're gonna take word and we are now gonna save it equal to strings dot, so strings is a package that's gonna allow us to do this. And I think toUpper is gonna do it. Yep, we got toUpper right here. All right, toUpper, you just pass in the string that we want to upcase, and I think that will do it, okay? And I think that will ultimately give us an uppercase word. So if we should pass in a lowercase letter a, it should upcase it for us, and it should match the things up here, I hope. I really have to finally learn Vim. It's such a powerful tool. It really is. It's powerful. Do I think everyone needs to learn it? No, I don't. VS Code is actually very, very powerful. And if you I actually highly encourage people to take the time to learn the key bindings and the different tools that VS Code has in it, because it's really good. I just, right now, that is not what I want to learn personally. That's just not what I want to learn right now. But one day it will be. You know, one day I might hop fully into VS Code, but we'll see. All right. So now that we did this, and now that we've cleaned up our string, let me put a little comment here, let you know what we did. Uppercase string to match map, just to make sure that all of our letters are capitalized. Now that we've done that, now that we've uppercased everything, that should work. Hopefully, I don't know if it works yet. We can run some tests pretty soon. We need to go through. All right, let's go back over to our whiteboard really quick. All right, we need to go through each of these letters and we need to add them up. So if we need to add them up, we know we need a number. If you're gonna add something up and you're trying to get a sum of something, I guess we need to create, like a variable called total or something, and set that to 0 or completely empty. And then we need to go, if the word is hello, we need to take the H from hello. We need to look up in the map. We're gonna look for the value in the map. We're gonna get the value and we're gonna add it, total plus the value. All right, that's supposed to be a U. So we need to iterate through the entire thing, take that rune, look it up in the table, and get the value and then add it to total. All right, so first things first, let's start the iteration. We may need to split this. I don't know. I'm gonna try to do it without splitting it first, personally, because I've already shown you that we can loop through this collection of characters. So let's do that same thing there for so before we did and I'll do letter, so we know what it is for letter in range. So the range function is going to allow us to iterate through this iterable item, which is a map. So letter value, actually not letter values. We're not looping through letter values. We're not iterating through this because that's actually not iterable. I don't think. We're looping through word. The word that's passed in is what we're looping through. So we get past the word, we are going through each letter in the word to determine its value. So if I do range on word, not worth, not word capital D, lowercase word D, that should get us through all the things that we need to do. Now the question is, how do we look up something in a map? And let's take this real quick, let's copy it. Let's go back over here into the playground and let's see if we can paste this. Oh, wow, that did not copy and paste how we expected it to copy and paste, not even a little bit. Let's try that again. Oh, it's because I have Vim key bindings, really? That's really gonna be problematic here? Don't be problematic here. There we go. All right, there we go. Lord Azazel, what's up? You ever catch up with the stream on Friday? Oh, dope. No problem. It's good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Maps are iterable and go. Perfect. See, I'm thinking about dictionaries in Python, which are not, or well, which which are not ordered. But I think you can do some special stuff. I don't know. You know, different stuff, different languages. You forget maps are editable and go. Well, we don't need. Luckily, we don't need to iterate through this map at all. But how do you look up an item in a map? You can look it up. You should be able to look it up by key, the same way that you would do it in a dictionary. So if we have this entire map like we have right here, called letter values, we should be able to look it up by saying, hey, letter values, and then maybe if we want to look up the value for maybe a V, if we want to look up for the letter value for the value V, it should look it up and it should print us out the number 4, I hope. I need to remove my imports. There we go. And we do get 4. So this is the nomenclature. This is the way that you look it up using bracket notation. We can look up the value. So call the map, call it with the key that you want to look it up for, and call that value. What's up, Sagorn? Good to have you. Thank you so much for the follow. Go ahead and lurk. I appreciate it. What's up, Dr. Airrock? Welcome to the channel. What's up, Dibituary? Welcome to the channel. It's good to have you as well. A newbie player. Good to have you. Hazelnut Coffee. Welcome. I do enjoy coffee. Hazelnut coffee. It's all right. I don't love it, but you know, sometimes. What's up, Bila? Good to see you. I can. Good to see you as well. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Good to have you. Tired sysadmin. Good to have you over here. We're just doing a few exorcism problems right now. We're building something with Go. We're building a Scrabble thing. We're just, you know, we're on our very first problem tonight. This is actually taking much longer than I expected, but this is how we print it out. So we can take this and we go back over here and we don't need to split anything, I don't think. We can iterate through and add up the value, but first thing we need to do is initiate our score. Okay, let's call it score. Score. And we can set this up in a couple different ways. We can set it up this way. We can set it up, whoa. We can also just do var score is an integer. You know, we could do it this way, whatever, but let's actually use the shorthand notation here. And let's set score equal to 0. All right. And so we haven't used score yet. And all we got to do now, I think, is say score, all right, which is an integer. We want to increment on this. All right. We want to increment on this score plus equals. What is this plus equals that we did? Remember, this is an arithmetic assignment operation. All right. So what it's going to do is it's going to take the thing on the right. It's going to add the thing on the left to the thing on the right. It's going to add up whatever's on the left to the thing on the right. And then it's going to assign the value back into the thing on the left. This is the same thing as if we did score equals. And what are we going to do it to? So score plus equals, all it is going to be, what do we call letter values? It's going to be letter values at letter. Okay, so this is the key. This is going to be the key. It's going to iterate through each of those letters. And so if the word is hello, the first time it runs, letter will be an H. And we're going to pass that in as the key to letter values. And we're going to do plus equals. This line right here is the same thing as letter values, letter plus score. These two lines are the exact same thing. All right. These two lines are the exact same thing. This is the shorthand method for being able to not have to be this verbose. Plus equals will allow us to do that. So I'm going to do this. All right. So basically it should go through each thing. It should add it all up and we should only have to return score. And I'm not sure, but that might be a complete, oh, there we go. We got some problems here. Strings could not import strings, no package. Did we use strings at all? We didn't use strings, so I'm not sure why it's trying to import strings. Oh yeah, we did. We did it right here. So we did import strings. I'm not sure. Don't use underscores and Go names. No problem. I'll call it letter values. Actually, let's undo. Let's change it. Let's do another find and replace real quick with Go. Let's do a colon, percent. What is it? %s slash, and we're gonna do letter value, letter underscore values. I'm typing at the very bottom if y'all want to see what's happening. Letter values, we want to change that to letter values. We'll do it Pascal case rather than camel case, rather than snake case. And that will now change all the things that we need to do without having to go through and do it again. And I'll save it and we will see. I'm not sure this is gonna work. We might actually have to change up, we'll have to change up something. I wanna see if this works really quick. But let's see. We got 2 problems. This shouldn't be a problem. I don't think there's a problem. And function score should have a comment exported. Oh yeah. So this actually has to do with just the linter here, and I have to say function score. Wait, actually, is it just score as a function that calculates a Scrabble score? Whatever. I spelled that all wrong. Scrabble score, whatever. It needs that to be able to not cause a linting error. That seems problematic. I don't know why it's like that, but I'll leave it as is because I think it's still fine. It should still be able to import it. Now to test this, we do a go test. That's all we got to do. And let's see what our output looks like here in a second. Oh, so we did do it. We successfully completed it in this amount of time. Pretty short amount of time. That kind of sucks. You can probably see that if we take maybe the A and put in the wrong value or something, that we could get a wrong value. And those will fail. Anything that has an A in it will fail, but it does pass. And let's talk through why it passed again. I want to make sure that we understand why what is happening here. So that we know the values of each letter, we made a mapping of the rune value. Why do we use rune? Because runes are individual characters in Go. We could use strings. All right. If we use strings, this is what we would have to change. Let's actually do that really quick. This is what we have to change if we should do this in strings. Actually, this is why. Right? Isn't that? Oh, never mind. Oh no, I'm tripping. I'm definitely tripping. What am I? In my head, for some reason, I was like, oh, that's the reason why. We could change this to strings. I don't understand how I got a different time. Maybe, yours could. Do you have the exact same code? If you have the exact same code, then I'm confused. But if you use, maybe strings is easier to work with. I don't know. How is yours different, Latero? Maybe let's run it again. Okay, it did change the amount of time. Second time. Oh, I'm also not on my. Hold on. Let me see something real quick. I want to see something real fast. Do I have this locally? So this is on the system that we have. Oh, my Windows key V is not working anymore for some reason. My Windows key is not working. I can't get to my. Oh well, never mind. I was gonna do it, but yeah, just different systems in the way they're built. I'm just using this VS Code server for this. Cool. We'll do it over again. Oh yeah, we got down to 3. Seems like we can't get down to 2. Oh well. But we have the mapping of the different values. I'll change it to work with a string really quick, just so we can see that. The first thing that we did, the reason why we did this, if you don't understand why we did this piece here, we basically took what was passed in. So what could have been passed in could have been anything. The string that could have been passed in could have been something like this. If the string was this J, this lowercase j, is not the same thing as an uppercase J. They are not the same thing at all. They're not the same character. Okay, they actually have two completely different integer values. All right, so we can't rely on that. We could have chosen to do lowercase letters right here. That's fine. Whatever we chose to do in our mapping, that's what we have to use. That's what we have to clean our data to. We have to make our words all that case, uppercase or lowercase. All right, so that we could properly match values, we took whatever was coming in and we uppercased it using the strings.toUpper function, and we saved it back to Word. All right, so once everything is uppercase, great. We set up our score. We initialize our score as 0. Now we can start adding up the value of the word that was passed in. This for loop right here goes through it, iterates this for range. Using range, it's going to iterate through each letter in a word. So every single character that's in that word is going to iterate through. All right, because we have this mapping here, we can use the letter that is currently on to look up the value. So this is a dictionary, or this is a map, which is like a dictionary. Calling the map with the key letter allows us to look up its value. So we're looking up L and it's going to return 1. If we're looking up the value of L, it'll give us back 1. All right, and then we're just adding those things together. In here, it keeps going until the word is done, no matter how long the word is. And then we are returning the score right here at the end. That was actually much easier than I thought it was going to be. Much cleaner. This is much cleaner than I expected it to be when we first read it, to be honest. Yeah, so there we go. We have ourselves a nice little implementation. I'm going to submit this really quick. What is it? Submit Scrabble Score.go. And now it'll be up there and I can see this thing is here. That's exciting. That took us way longer than I expected though. Like much longer. I actually want to see how other people solve this. You know, sometimes we write kind of clean code. Kinda. Got lucky there. All right, let's go on to another problem. Let's go into another one and let's try it out. How much time do we have left? Let's try. You want to try medium one? I don't know. The problem is I don't know if the problem is for some of the medium ones, I don't know if we've learned enough. So like we haven't learned recursion yet. I don't want to talk about recursion too much. I don't want to spend too much time trying to do this. I honestly don't think I've done any of these. Conditionals and loops, food chain, conditionals and loops. I like that. Let's try this. I don't know what it is. Let's read it. Let's determine whether or not we want to do it. And we'll keep going. What's up, Cone Dreaming? Thank you so much for the follow. D Gus, and welcome. Liv, good to see you. Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for the follow. Let's see how food chain is going. Never done a medium? Yeah, let's see. Runes are way more efficient than strings and speed, it seems. Yeah, just because we don't have to do any type of conversion there should help out. Linode allocating vCPU so you don't have an actual computer you're sharing. Yeah. Yep. All right. Generate the lyrics for a song, I Know an Old Lady Who Swallowed a Fly. While you could copy and paste the lyrics or read them from a file, this problem is much more interesting if you approach it algorithmically. This is a cumulative song of unknown origin. This is one of the many common variants. Ooh, I don't know if I like this. So if an old lady swallowed a fly, I don't know why she swallowed a fly. Perhaps she'll die. I know an old lady who swallowed a spider. It wriggled and jiggled and tickled inside her. She swallowed a spider to catch a fly. I don't know. Okay. I don't want to do this. I'm not going to lie to you. The only reason I don't want to do this is because reading it, I have to read it to understand what it's asking me to do. And I don't want to have to like break. I don't want to do that one. I'm not feeling that one. Let's try, but I want to do one that's only using. So let's. I want to do one that's only utilizing the things that we've learned so far. Because I don't want to make it too confusing. Let's do. Does the recursion tag mean we have to use it? It means the problem is designed around recursion. Yeah, it doesn't mean. I mean, you can probably do it without it. But it's designed around it, and it might make you use it the way it's set up. I don't know how it's asking. Again, let's just keep it on conditionals. That's where we already at. Let's try bowling, but bowling is probably going to give us a 2D array. Oh, maybe not. Okay, let's do this one. Let's do a bowling. Okay, so we just did a Scrabble score. Let's do a bowling score. Bowling is a game where players roll. I promise I've never done this problem ever. I've never even read this problem, but I do know about bowling scores. So I'm hoping that will help us do this. Bowling is a game where players roll a heavy ball to knock down pins arranged in a triangle. Write code to keep track of the score of the game in bowling. Nice. The game consists of 10 frames. Ooh, so we're doing all 10 frames. A frame is, that makes sense. A frame is composed of 1 or 2 ball throws with 10 pins standing at each frame initialization. There are 3 cases for these medium problems are a lot harder. Not necessarily hard, just a lot to read through, to be honest. An open frame is where a score. So if you're not familiar with bowling scores, open frame means you did not knock down all of the pins, basically. A score of less than 10. Okay. A spare is when all 10 pins are knocked down by the second throw. The total value of the spare is 10 plus the number of knockdown in their next throw. Okay, cool. Hold on. I don't think I knew. Oh yeah. Okay, okay. A strike, you knock down all 10 pins on the first throw. Total value of a strike is 10 plus the number of pins knocked down in the next 2 throws. Ooh, if a strike is immediately followed by a second strike, then the value of the first strike cannot be determined until the ball is thrown one more time. Okay, bowling scores sound fun. It's funny because I don't think I've ever known how bowling scores are truly calculated, or ever thought how mathematically how you go about it. Okay, interesting. So if you get a strike, frame 1, you get a strike. Frame 2, you get a 5. And then I don't know how to read this. Ending user recursion can also be done iteratively. Yeah. Yep. I know how to code. I do know how to code. I'm just reading through the bowling scoring really quick and how they want us to read it. X strike. So strike just means that it's going to be 10 plus the score of the next 2 frames. So 5 and a spare. That means there's a 10 here. But there's a 10 plus 9, I guess, because of a spare is where all 10 pins are knocked down by the second throw. The total value of a spare is 10 plus the number of pins knocked down in the next throw. Okay, never mind. So 10 here, open frame, you get 0. So that means 10 goes into here. Frame 1 is 20. Okay, there we go. Frame 2 is 19 because of the spare plus the next one, and they got 9 and then 0. They didn't do this right. This is what they didn't do right, the spacing here. All right, so it's telling us how to calculate these things. So I guess we're gonna have to just create a way to be able to do this. Let's see if we can do it. This actually feels very, very complicated. Write code to keep track of the score of a game of bowling. It should support 2 operations. Ooh. Roll, which is gonna take in pins. Integer is called each time a player rolls the ball. The argument is the number of pins knocked down. Score, int is called, returns an int. It's only called at the very end of the game. It returns the total score for that game. Ooh, I like this, but this is gonna take us too long. I like this a lot. I like this a whole lot. But I think this is going to take us too long. This is very interesting. Hold on, I'm gonna download. I'm gonna see what kind of stub code they give us. Let me see what kind of stub code they give us. I like that. Bowling score. This is very interesting. I didn't mean to do that. I'll do this in Vim this time. Root. Homework, yeah. I mean, yeah, but I almost feel bad assigning you that as homework. Let me see what kind of subcode they give you. And okay, I encourage you to do this, to do bowling, but not in Go. I encourage you to do it in Python. It's going to probably give you some classes in Python, but that's why I want to see what the stub code is really quick. Let me see what the stub code looks like. Let's look at this real fast. Okay, they only give us a bowling package. That's very interesting. I want to fly through this, but I don't think that will be helpful to. I want to see if I can fly through this. I really do want to see if I can fly through it. Let me see what the input is. Let's see what the input looks like. Let's look at the cases. So it's gonna pass in all the previous roles. So it should pass in 20 roles, right? Not 10. 1, 2, 3. Yay, these are 20 roles, right? Okay. I think we can do this. It gives us 20. I was wondering what the input looked like. It's going to pass in a slice of integers, which is going to be 20 rows. The problem is, there's one problem. There's probably up to 23 rows, actually. And yeah, there's probably up to 23 rows. There will be at least 20 rows, up to 23 rows, right? For a whole game. But I guess there won't always be. It doesn't really matter. You're right. It won't always be 20, but I wanted to know how it's passed in. Okay, that's helpful. We can still calculate the score on that. A perfect game would be 23. A perfect game is 23 strikes, right? I believe. I'm pretty sure. Oh, so maybe, I guess all strikes is a perfect game. Oh, yeah, not 23. You're right. If you strike, never mind. I'm thinking of, you're correct. 13, not 23. 13. You're right. I forgot that there's not 2 rolls there. You're right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, actually, it would only be not 13. It would only be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 instead because of the, okay. All right. We could do this. This feels, peace out, unique ID. This is gonna, okay. This is one of those things where I want to start it, but I don't want this to be another 10 o'clock night. But it does feel like a fun one. All right, let's start to go through it. If we can't get through all of it, let's just go through it. Let's just see what happens. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out what to do with this. All right. So they're only going to give us this package here. Let's go look at the test file real quick, and let's go ahead and let's build it. Let's see what happens. Bowling test. They're going to pass in apply previous roles, which is going to call roll. So we need roll, pass in pins, and then test score. It's going to look for score. All right, this, okay. Should still be doable. Loop over input and add score based on conditions. Yep, based on if conditions, 100%. The only problem, import testing. See, here's the issue. They're implementing some, oh, never mind. Where's implementing this new game, and I have to start it over. We're gonna have to, hold on. Implementing new game, and then we're doing new game dot. We're doing g dot game dot score. Returns an error, score up to previous roll. We're not gonna, I don't, only have to implement roll and score. I'm gonna implement roll and score. I think we're gonna have to implement more than roll and score. But like, what is this? I'm trying to figure out what this new game, the way that they're implementing. So check this out. The test score, the first thing that's gonna do is gonna go through test cases. First thing it's gonna do is implement a new game at G, and then it's only going to index pin error, apply previous rolls to previous rolls. It's only gonna test, it's gonna test G dot score. I might have to, that's very interesting. Am I gonna have to implement? So I think I'm gonna have to implement these as methods for a new game struct. Yeah, I don't think this is, well, so the problem is not that difficult. I don't. The problem is not that difficult. The implementation that we would have to do to get this to pass is also not difficult. I just think it's going to. I do think it's going to take a while. So yes, the way that we would do this is to loop over. We've got to loop over the input. So the input is going to be a slice of. Let's get over here. The test cases are going to be a slice of integers, all right, which are going to be the roles. We now have conditionals, all right, and maybe we can. Let's just do it. Let's do it. What program is a good starting point for programming? Honestly, if your goal is to get a job, Python or JavaScript. If your goal is to become good at programming, something like C# or Go or even Java. If you want to ultimately be a really, really good programmer in the future, I think there's some concepts that you might need to learn in those languages first. But Python or JavaScript, if your goal is to get into a job as fast as possible, Python or JavaScript, or where you want to go. Okay. So here's what I'll do real quick. Let's just do it. Let's stop beating around the bush. Let's just do it. And I'll implement a role. Let's do a func role. What is role? Role is going to take in. It told us in the thing it's going to take in an integer. We're gonna score role pins :int. I don't know why. I don't know what this each time the argument is the number of pins knocked down. Roll is called each time the player rolls a ball. So the argument is the number of pins knocked down. I'm actually confused here. Hold on. True. What is the, let's look at the description. Great. Previous roles. So bowling rolls to do before score test. Great. Valid. We need to check to see what the validation is. The score, explain text. The explain text is their explainer, but valid. Let me check on what should or should not be valid here. Stub file, we have bowling.go and place your solutions in here. Running the test, great. So it doesn't look like we have to pass back any type of valid information, do any type of validation. I'm not really sure why they have a valid check in there. I don't really understand what that is, but okay. Let's keep looking. Subfile, running test. Yeah, I'm very interested to know. True. Oh, no error, false, error expected. Oh, so I actually have to return two things. If you say you hit 11 pins in frame, when I assume, valid true. Let's see where a valid false comes through. Let's see an example. This is why the test cases help you out. Do any of them have false? An unstarted game cannot be scored. Okay, that's helpful to know. So we can add in some handlers right up front. An unscored game, false, cannot be scored. An incomplete game cannot be scored. So we have to have at least 10. Looks like multiple functions. Yeah, new game, apply previous role, score, which looks like a receiver method. Yeah. And those are the things I just didn't want to get into. We could do those. I think this is going to take us too long, to be honest. This is why. Maybe it's easier if we do this with Python. It might be easier if we just switch to doing this with Python, because now you've seen object-oriented programming. You haven't yet seen it with Go. So you haven't yet seen the way that you kind of implement this class paradigm in Go that we would use to, where we could change we have to change our method signature to now become a method, and change our receiver function so that we could take stuff in. We might have to create some structs here. I should have followed my gut. I feel like this is a bad one to do during this time with the amount of time that we have left. Even though we wasted a lot of time, I feel like I just feel like that was a bad one. But I do think that I think we should hop on and do some medium ones together. So maybe in March, since we're gonna be doing a lot of excursions, maybe we'll just have a day, maybe like a Friday or something. We'll hop on and we'll just try some harder problems than we've tried now, where we have a little bit more time to do that. I think would be great. Now I feel bad though because we have used up so much time. I think we have to do another easy one only because I cannot stay on late again tonight. And now I feel bad because we didn't get to do a medium one. Someone choose one of the ones out of here. I don't know. I haven't done most of these. Choose something except for beer song because I read beer song. Acronym, let's do acronym. Let's do acronym. I like that. Where is that at? I know what it is. I don't think I've ever done acronym either. Ooh, regular expression. That's good. That's good. That's what they listed as. Okay. Convert a phrase to its acronym. Techies love their acronyms. Okay, they're 3-letter acronyms. Okay. Help generate some jargon by writing a program that converts a long name like Portable Network Graphics to its acronym PNG. I like this. I like this a lot. Okay. Let's do this one. I feel bad. This one feels so. Look, there's not even a lot of text. There's not even that much text to read. I really. Okay. It's all good. Let's get out of here. Let's grab this and let's do it. What's up, Striker DX? Welcome to the channel. What's up, Nam? Invitation code, welcome as well. Good to have you all here. Let's see. Let's hop into. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. We're just having a little fun here, going through a few problems to kind of end what we've been doing over the past 8 weeks. What did we just do? Acronym. I'm just a regular desk jockey coder, which you're putting yourself out there. I am I'm actually trying to dive much more heavily into software. Again, software is not my background. I'm infrastructure, DevOps. That's what I love. I actually I've grown a love for coding over the past few years, to be honest. And so definitely, I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. It's fun for me. Man, I want to do this stuff for a living so badly. Love this stuff. Shredding. It's just keep up with it. Seriously, consistency is key. So first off, everyone come through. Make sure come through on Saturday. Saturday we are doing we're having we usually host like a panel to kind of end each of the boot camps. We're hosting one. This one's going to have CEOs and leadership in tech to kind of talk about some of these things. Who they've been there, they've done these things, but they now run companies or directors at companies, and we're going to talk to a lot of people. If you just stay consistent and you get comfortable at speaking about the things that you know, if you can get comfortable at if you could really know the things that you know, you don't need to know a lot of stuff, but you need to know the things that you do know. You need to be able to show that you know. If you can do that, you can absolutely, it's much easier than you think. And once you're in, you're in. That's the thing. The first role is the most difficult. After that, it gets pretty easy. Missed last Saturday. And my man, we didn't actually stream last Saturday. Because for some reason my computer hates me. And I actually dropped the drive. Or at least it was my motherboard. Dropped the drive, so it's all good. All right, so let's do this here with acronym. Let's see what we got here in acronym.go. Oh, nice. They give us a function already here, ready for us to go. That is helpful. So we're going to take in a string, and we are going to need to give back a string. Let's just take a look at the test file real quick. They've already given us the stub code, so this is no big deal. We actually probably don't need to really look at this, but I do want to see what kind of test cases we're going to get here. So for PNG, portable network graphics. All right, great. So most of these look good, separate words. Here's the question though. Here is the question. Here we go. This is what I wanted to know right here. This is what I wanted to know. What happens, should you split only on, so right now it's doing each individual word. So each individual word, you take the first letter, great. That sounds phenomenal, very, very exciting. But what happens when you have something like a hyphen? How do you handle that? And here it looks like that is also used as a split case, okay? So that's helpful to know. So that if there's a hyphen there, we also need to, use that as the M and the O. Here, rolling on the floor. Okay, that's fine. There's nothing special there. Okay, we need to, all right, the hyphen, that's fine, not a big deal. Expected, Halley's Comet, we just need to make sure. Okay, so not on that. The row not taken. So special, okay. All right. I like this. I like this a lot. Okay, let's do this one. I like it. Could you explain the role of a DevOps engineer? What's a typical day look like? Yeah, yeah. As we start working on this, I will start to explain it. I'm gonna try to explain that while I'm doing the problem. I think I can do that. One option I use is replace special characters with spaces or whatever you're splitting on. Striker, I like that. We could 100% do that. That works. That is an acceptable answer. Remember, what do we say when we're trying to solve these things? Go back to what we learned about how to solve problems in coding. You don't always have to look for the most efficient, elegant solution. Make it work, then make it right, then make it fast. That's the order. That is a perfectly acceptable solution. And let's go down that road, Striker. I like that. So Striker says, replace all the special characters with spaces or whatever you're splitting on. Now we have to be careful. We got to be careful here because it's not every special character. So commas right here, we could replace that with a space. That would actually give us a problem. Right now, here's what I'm thinking. If you're new to this, this is what I'm thinking right now. One, the default case we could do is to split up on spaces. That would give you every other word. So it would split it up into words, and that would solve 75% of these test cases. You split on this, then you grab the very first letter. Let's implement that first to show you that it's going to pass a number of these test cases. Let's start there, and then let's implement what Striker said, because I like that. There's not a lot of options here, but replacing those special characters might absolutely work. So the second step, you can ignore special characters. Yep, so let's do that. Let's get started with it. Acronyms I go. Let's go ahead and delete all the stuff that's down in here because we don't need it. And let's go ahead and let's do what we're supposed to do. So the way that we can split this thing up, we're gonna get a string in that's passed in, that's called S. We're gonna split that thing up. The way that you split that string up is we are gonna say S is now equal to strings. That's split. We just did this. And let's split it on spaces. If we split it on spaces, this is what we get. So strings.split, it takes in a string. What it returns is a collection of strings. So it returns a collection of strings. So now if we were to have this, and actually let's go ahead and do this in Go Playground so you can see it a little more clearly and so that we can play with it. Let's reload Go Playground, and let's say X is equal to this. Wait, no, that's not a good, some spaces in here. There we go. I probably should have typed out something real, but now if we do X is equal to strings.split, and we split it on the spaces, we should get back a collection of strings, which is this one, then this one, then this one. All right, so we should have 3 items. We should get back a slice of strings that has a length of 3. That's what we should have. And then in here, let's go ahead and print it out just so we can see. So let's go to format.println X. Let's go ahead and do that, and let's format it so we can get strings. Expected statement. Oh, whoops. A little space there. That was a mistake. I'll give you one Doge if you can help me with my SQL homework. I can, so hop into Discord, hit !Discord, and I'm sure we can help you with your SQL homework. We're not gonna do it for you because we want you to learn, but absolutely ask questions if you're having trouble. Share some screenshots. 100% join it, hop into one of the channels and ask away. There are a lot of people here who know SQL. I can help you out with SQL as well. 100%. And you don't got to give anybody any Doge coins. Well, maybe somebody else will want your Doge. I don't need the Doge coins. Well, I mean, I could use the Doge coins, but you know, it is what it is. Thank you so much for the follow as well. It's good to have you. One Doge equals baller, 100%. You're right. You are definitely right. Right, outer join the Discord and do it. Okay, cannot use string split as type. String as type. Hold on. I'm tripping. Oh, X. Sorry, make some mistakes. Cannot use strings split type string a string collection as type string and assignment. Hold on. Where's what are they talking about? Strings I split should return me. That's dumb. I have to change the value of it. That was dumb. That was really stupid actually. We'll call it Y. It wasn't really stupid. It just was, you know, it just is what it is. The reason why you have to do this, the reason why you got to change that is because when we set this up, remember, Go is a statically typed language. If we should do the shorthand like this, it infers type. So right now, X is a string. When I do strings I split, that's returning a slice of string. So I cannot save that in X because of that. Yep. Do you have previous videos for JS and AWS? Not for JS. AWS, yes. We run a Amazon Web Services Bootcamp on Fridays. So it's called Horizons. So you can look at the playlist there for that. And then print Y instead. I love Go. I love it. The reasons why I love Go. I'm not a language fanboy for a lot of the reasons other people are fans of these things. I simply like Go because I think, as far as statically typed compiled languages go, it is the most readable, it is the most fun to write, it is the most approachable. I enjoy statically typed languages because I like the rules that go with statically typed and compiled languages. I think that you learn a lot when you, I think it makes you a better programmer when you understand those concepts and you can take that into the rest of your coding. And also it helps me debug much faster. As someone who makes a lot of mistakes, it helps me debug way faster. So I do enjoy that. And that's fair. C to Varsa. I get it. I completely understand. I felt that way for a long time. I really like it. I have never seen them. I'll check that out. I've heard great things about Elixir. One of my friends loves Elixir. We're actually supposed to be building an app in Elixir right now. I don't know much about it. I know it's compiled yet dynamically typed, I believe. But yeah, I don't know. Static compiled Pythonic language. Ooh, that sounds kind of cool. I might have to check out them. That sounds actually really good. So kind of sounds like TypeScript, but for Python. I like that. But so if we print this out, if you see these things here, you know that it is a collection. So we got some different things here. And so here's what we could do. Let me show you something fancy. If I do this, I don't know if this will work, but I think this will print out the letter N. I think, or it will give me the rune value of the letter N. Actually, this won't work, but I'm gonna run it anyway. This is actually gonna fail. No, I lied. Check that out. Oh. So this is actually very helpful. Why did this work? And what the heck did we just do? How did I access this individual item? Well, the way that I did it is this is a collection, okay? So this is the first item, second item, third item. Well, it's a collection after I split it. So once I run this line, it splits it up into 3 different things. Because it's a collection, because it's a slice, it's now ordered. It's now an ordered collection. So if I want to get the first item in the list, it's 0 index, so I can call it at the 0 index. So this, just the first 0. Well, I can still leave string in there. Should be fine. If I run this, it will give me this, NFJE, because that's the first item in that list. Remember, a string is simply a collection of characters. So if I want to get the first item in this list, because it is a collection already, I can put in another 0 here, and that references the first item in this list here, in this collection, and it gives me the N. Okay, so now I know how to access the first item in the thing. So if I split it up, you know, I can do something like this. So let's do this first to kind of get our first stuff solved. So we split it up. Now that we split it up, I have to change the name of S to something like split. I'm gonna call it split S. Okay, great, very exciting. You know, I'm gonna call it split S because it doesn't like underscores. Okay, so now that we split that thing up, now that we split it all up, we can do exactly what we saw there. So we can say, how should we do this? We need to create a word. All right, so let's create a new collection really quick, called acronym. We'll create a new variable called acronym. What does acronym need to be equal to? It needs to be equal to a slice of strings. Okay, for now, just so we can get started. I know you might be saying why. An empty acronym variable so that we can do this. And now what we're gonna do is we're going to say for. So for each of those items, okay? So for word, for each of the words that is in split S, all right, in that collection of strings, what are we gonna do? We are going to add the first letter to this acronym slice right here, this acronym array, this acronym slice. So we're gonna say split S equals, what is it? It's just append, I think, is how you do it. And split S dot, not split S comma. And the thing that we want to append here is going to be word 0, the first letter. All right. And okay, so we need to return. So basically, if we were to run this right now, what's going to happen is the word, the string is going to come in here. We're going to split it up in the different pieces here. After we split up into different pieces, we're going to set up an empty array. We're going to set up an empty slice for us to use. Then we're going to iterate over the split up strings. So we're going to iterate through each of those things, and we're going to take the first letter of each of those words and stick it into this acronym. Oh, actually I messed up. We need to append to acronym, not split S. I'm glad we walked through that. We're going to append acronym. We're going to append to acronym, and it should then give us a slice of individual letters. Now that's not super helpful. We actually need to return a string because that's what comes back out of here. So we need to join this together. We need to take this collection of things. And so I'm actually going to take this code right here to show you that this works, or that it should work. Let's do it in the Go Playground. So instead of the print right here, let's delete this. And that's not what was supposed to happen. Let's try it one more time. Let's take all this. Let's copy. It doesn't like that at all. I don't want to type this. How can I, oh, actually, you know what? Let's try that. No, it doesn't like that at all. Okay, it won't let me copy super easily. But yeah, I did not know you could declare an empty slice like that for acronym. Yeah, that should be, sorry, it might need this. It might need to be like that, actually. So that's a good call. Or we could do it like this as well. Either one of those will work. I actually think it needs to be with the, I think it actually has to be like this. Pretty sure. If we want to use a shorthand method right there. The description didn't, the tag thing mentioned a regex. Yes. You are correct, second billing cycle. We're going with the original option that was thrown out. The original option that was thrown out from Striker, which I think is a great place to start. I 100% think it's a great place to start, was to split them these things. I want to show you that splitting on the spaces will solve 75% of our problems, and then we're gonna have some problems. Yes, we can implement a regex for sure. Let's get this into place first, and let's have a little fun with this. So this will give us, we need to join this together. How do you join in Go? Go join, Golang join. What is it, strings? You do strings I join? Yeah, that seems right. I think strings I join will do it. Here we go. Yep, strings I join. So I simply pass in that's in the separator. So cool. I figured, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't 100% sure. So return strings dot join, and we want to join acronym. Oh, whoops. And we want to join acronym, and we want to join it at nothing. Okay, this will I can write regex. I'm a new coder. That's so, first off, phenomenal if you can write regex. I have to struggle with regex every single time I do it, every single time. Yeah, go ahead. How about you go ahead and write that regex for us? We need a regex. We need a regex that handles spaces. Well, really, so special characters, but not all of them. We need something that handles spaces, underscores, and hyphens. Hyphens, underscores, and spaces. Go ahead and give us one. You can give us that regex. We'll use it right now, here. Hyphens, and we probably should do it for all, well, we're only going off of the data that they've given us. Hyphens, spaces, and underscores. Give it to me. Somebody give it to me. I want to see it. But if I run this, I want to save this, and I would like to run this expected a Boolean or range expression acronym. What line is this? That's going to give me line 13, column 6, expected Boolean. Oh, forgot the range keyword right here. All right, there we go. See, sometimes, yeah, figure something out. Okay, on mobile, I love it. Okay, all right, you know, I don't care if that works. We'll try it. We'll absolutely try that out for sure. We'll definitely try that out. So, what do we do here? Go test. And it fails. Show return to type build failed. Hold on. Why did the build fail? Oh, undefined strings. Oh, that's why. Never mind. I'm also in the wrong folder. No, I'm not. It's because we didn't import strings really quick. I didn't mean to do that. All right, so now, not got test, just go test. All right, cannot use word 0 type byte as type string independent. Okay, got it. Hold on, we gotta fix that. We gotta fix that problem over here. That makes sense. We have to stringify this. Basically, we were trying to pass a rune in when it needed a string. Okay. Acronym declared but not used. Okay, hold on. Acronym declared but not used. This is why I like compiled languages. This is super helpful. Yeah, it is. Did I spell something wrong? Acronym declared. But oh, there we go. You see, you know, just it tells me exactly what's happening. You know, it might be another problem. Okay, so now it runs, but it fails. So Ruby on Rails expected ROR, but got actual ROR. So we have another thing that needs to happen. We need to not only, this is gonna be, okay, we have another problem. We need to upcase everything. So this should pass. This is correct, but it got R lowercase o. We need to uppercase everything, okay? CMOS is gonna fail. That's fair. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this real quick. Let's just get most of them passing. Oh, this is gonna be gross. Here we go. Here's how you do this. Oh, this is gross. Strings. Dot to upper. I don't like combining a bunch of methods together like this, to be 100% honest with you. It's not my thing. But there we go. I think this will give me what we need. And this will finish, this will solve most of it. Oh, not top upper is just, that was dumb. I typed that in completely wrong. It's supposed to just be two upper. And if we test, okay, so now we're down to the ones that are problematic for us with the regex. We need to implement a regex for sure. What's up, Phineas? Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. How did you get rid of the acronym declared error? Oh, it was because the way that I got rid of it was I had acronym. I had a colon. I mean, I had a colon here. I was declaring acronym twice, and when I just needed to be adding it right here. Okay, so this fixes up most of our stuff. You know, a go test, we only have 3 failed ones, and these are all cases with special characters, with the special characters for the regex that we are about to implement. So acronym tests, so CMOS is coming out as CMS instead of CMOS. Okay, so now let's see how we can implement this. Golang split regex. So it looks like we can do regex p. Let's see what our options are for this. Split string using regular expressions on Stack Overflow. If you just want to split on certain characters, you can use strings.fieldfunc. Otherwise, I'd go with regex regular expressions find all strings. Now, okay, let's see. Oh, there's a regex.split. Never mind. You can use regex.split to split a string into a slice of strings with regex pattern as the delimiter. So it looks like we're going to pull in regexp. We are going to set up a regular expression like this. Ooh, okay, all right. And then after we do that, we are simply going to call re.split instead of strings.split and split that thing up. I think -1 is for unlimited amount of splits. Okay, let's go ahead and let's try this thing out. First, let's try it here. Let's try it over here in the Go playground to make sure that we are going to be having what we need to have in it. So let's add in a dash here. Let's also add an underscore here just for a little bit of help. Let's set up our regular expression. RE equals, that's what they call it. It looks like that's what they called in just the example. So regexp must compile. Let's steal this code really quick from them. All right, must compile. We put our regular expression inside of here. I will grab your regular expression here, which is underscore pipe, space, pipe, dash. There we go. What's up, Gaudutis? Welcome, welcome. All right, so we're gonna put our regex in like this. And when we split, instead of doing a strings.split, we are going to do, what is it? An R, so split equals re.split. So it's a method that split is a method over top of this must compile regular expression, and we pass in the text that we want to pass in. All right, so let's go ahead and implement that really quick in here. So let's call our split x equals instead of, all right, y equals re dot split on x and -1. Okay, and now let's just go ahead and format dot println. And let's print out y and see what we get. Theoretically, if this works correctly, it should split on the space. It should split on this. It should split on this. It should split on this. So we should get a couple of options here. So let's format it. and let's run it. Booyah. I think you did it, C. DeVarson. I think you did it. I think that's exactly what we should have gotten. We should have gotten NFJE. Great. We should have gotten JFUD. We should have got OJN. We should have got, oh, this is, C. DeVarson. You did it. You are exactly like you said, the regex champion. This was a pretty simple regex, but you did it. That amazing, phenomenal. You absolutely got it. I understand some of this, not really. You know, we're getting, we're flightless moon pie. It's okay. Keep continuing to just look at it. Eventually things start to click, but just surround yourself with it. It's not always. I trust me. I understand. Regex must compile for the win for sure. That's phenomenal. Okay, now that we understand what we need, this actually becomes a very easy problem if you use regular expressions. All right, so now let's take it. And instead of doing, oh, so actually we did everything that we needed to do. The only thing that we need to change, we only need to change one thing. We need to first paste this in. Okay, so we have a regular expression. Then all we need to do now is change it from strings.split to RE. And then we need to import it. That's it. We need to import it because we're still using strings below. That's a very simple change that we, didn't have to do. Close this out. Okay. I think we got it. Oh, change RE.split. Oh, yeah, you're right. Thank you. Yep. Change it to now. It's still S, but -1. Thank you. Thanks for calling that out. I appreciate it. Okay. We'll talk about regular expressions in just a minute after we see this run, but that is, panic runtime index out of range. Okay. Hold on. Let's see. Index out of range. That means there's for sure an issue. Oh, okay. All right. We have a problem. Why do we have a problem? If we do this right here, this means that the problem has to do with they're now on splits. There are now splits where there are spots with zero length, where it's just a space. Okay, and if we look at the test cases, this is how we know. I'm pretty sure this. So what happens is if we split it, one of the things that's happening is on this one right here. It's splitting on the space. It's splitting on the space. When it splits on that space, it's also going to end up splitting on this, and there's going to end up being an item in the list that does not have a length. There's going to be an empty item in the length in there, right? Like there's going to be an empty, basically a spot with zero length. The same thing's going to happen at the end here. We need to handle for that. Let's just put in a very quick handler for time's sake. I think there's a better. Let's put in a quick handler. And the way that we'll do this is we'll say, hey, if the current length of word is less than 1. All right, if it's less than 1, we need to have at least length 1 to do this. All right. And so we'll close that off here. Whoa. Hold on. What's happening here? Let me close this acronym. Oh, that's because this is not Python. Once again, yep, you got it. Not Python. Whoa. Come on. Finish it off for me. We'll close that there. We'll close this here. Yeah, there we go. That's all we got to do. That's all we got to do. And I think this will fix it for us. So basically, we're going to say if it is not, wait, hold on. If len word expected Line 21. Oh, whoops. I don't know how that happened. Whoa. All right, there we go. I made a mistake there. All right, go test. Ooh, I'm still out of range. But specifically for, hold on. I broke everything. Hold on. Let me see. What did I break? Actual test. We're not getting anything back. Actual. Hold on. Let's look at it. I might have just been a simple mistake. So we'll get some splits there. What are we doing here? All we did was change it to, now that we've split it up, if it's less than 1, if length of word, that's what's being passed in, is less than 1, then we're gonna go ahead and do our append. Our append is what we've been doing. Oh, do we have too many of these? Nope, we have enough of those. It worked. Okay, what? Okay, hold on. So we're getting an index out of range. Where are we getting it out of range for? So it goes through all of them, and it's not returning anything, which is weird. Okay, so it's not returning anything, but also where it's failing, where it's doing index out of range, it's doing with the rolling on the floor, laughing so hard, my dogs came over and licked me. We are getting index out of range 0 with length 0. Oh, I guess. Hold on. Let's see something real quick. Let's go back in and let's see. If I remove this, did I break more than just this? 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna put it back to how it was. And I'm gonna run a go test. And we got the same thing here. Okay, so index out of range for even the very first one. Panic runtime, index out of range 0 with length 0. That makes sense. What is the first test case? What's the very first test case up here? Portable graphics network. So what should be happening, let's open them up side by side. Let's open up acronyms test.go. All right, a regex must compile for this one. Should be fine. Should be okay. Split S. RE.split. Let me make sure I didn't mess this up. The split for the S that's passed in. RE, that's a regular expression. Great. So we have split S. We're going through split S. Acronym. The problem is word 0. The problem is, let's put in a little so you were checking if the size was less than 1. Oh, thank you. There we go. You got it. Good call right there. 100%. Just a miss in what we're doing here. Hold on. Thank you for that. This is what happens when it's late. If the length of word is, oh yeah, if it's greater than 1, you're right. That's it. That should be it. That should be the problem. Good catch. Sometimes we struggle with things like that in the evenings. Let's put this in. Let's close this out. No. Why are you? Okay, well, why? Oh, I don't like that my Vim is doing that at all. It is like, if I, okay, put this here, that's fine. I'll close it out here. Okay, let's run that. That feels better. All right, cool. We have one more left. We have one more failure. Acronym test, something I made up from thin air. Expected, simufta, actual smoofta. Rather, so it's missing the I. Okay, it's missing an I. You know what it is? It's got to be less than, so it can't be less than, it can't be greater than, it has to be greater than or equal to. That's the only problem. The reason why it has to be greater than or equal to, because, if the string is of length 1, that still works. So really, actually, I can just do greater than 0. That would, that solves it. Greater than 0. This will now solve our problems. There we go. We did it utilizing the amazing regular expression that Seed of Arson put together for us. Thank you so much, Seed of Arson. You said you could do it, and you did it. Let's go back and look at the code really quick so you can see it, so you can take a look to see what we built right here. So what we did is using the regular expression package. So regular expression, for everyone who doesn't know, regular expressions simply is a way for you to match strings, for you to match text patterns. Okay, so patterns within text is what regular expressions are made for. They're notoriously complicated to create. It is hard to create this. I will absolutely upload it to GitHub right now. It is very, very difficult to create. Well, so it takes some time to get comfortable with regular expressions. Most people never memorize all of the different tools and things you have to make things work. So let's try that out. So do I need the brackets for that? Let me see. I do want to see if that works as well. Do I need the brackets for this? So you're saying remove like this, but with a space right here. Same. Okay. Yeah, but also cool. I just want to see if that works. That'll help me out. Let's see if that works. I'm very interested to know. I'm not the best at regular expressions. I can put them together, but I have trouble sometimes. Invalid character class, error parsing. It does not, it don't like that. It doesn't like that at all. it might work. It might work in other settings. I actually don't remember what we had. Oh yeah, we did. They were just separated by pipes, but not with space. Separate them just like this and like that. I think should do it. Whoops. Okay, no, it didn't do it. Let me. What was the original acronym? I mean, what was the original regular expression? Oh, it's because I left this on the end right here. There we go. I didn't see that I left that. All right, there we go. Okay, got it. All good. Man, I skipped today thinking I had basic Python down after taking just speak. Well, so, this isn't, I mean, you probably do have basic Python down. You really probably do. This was all Go. You probably have basic Python down. Again, we were diving into just having a little fun. Again, the more seat time you get with something, the better you can get at it. But I'm gonna push this up to GitHub really quick. But I really like our solution for this. This is great. Feels pretty simple. We just split on all the special things. We're able to, I don't really like to do a bunch of methods tied together like this. To be honest, I would probably switch this up a little bit to make it a little more readable. Some people, that's super readable. I disagree personally. So I might make it a little more verbose just to make that a little bit easier. But there we go. All right, so let's save it. Let's push it. Actually, I need to move this I need to copy acronym.go. I need to copy it into, let's see, no, tilde/decoded week 8. All right, so I'll copy that in there. I also need to copy /Scrabble and copy Scrabble Score.go to that as well. All right. Man, I cannot type. Status, I'll slow it down. Git add, I'll add everything, that's fine. The readme is not super important for the other thing. What are we gonna call this? Completed exorcism problems, Scrabble. And what was the other thing? The other thing we just did was called acronym. I really need to set up my keys. This is very, very annoying. Okay, now if you need it, the code is there. If you want to play around with it, that you can go ahead and you can have a good time. Let me give you the link to it. Anyone who does, in fact, want this here. Your repositories, deCoded Q1 2020, 2021. Take it. We had a little fun. We definitely need to set up some time to do a medium one. Also, in what's today? March 1st. Stuff is coming out this week. March 1st, Monday, perfect day. We're gonna start 100 days of code starting on March 1st. So you finish up with everything this week. You can take a few days, get comfortable, but 100 days of code. Seat time is very, very important. If you want to learn how to code, if you want a job coding, if you want a job utilizing software, you want to get good at software, seat time. Seat time's all that matters. 100 days of code is a commitment to do 100 days. It's supposed to be an hour of code each day. This is going to be half an hour, a commitment to a half an hour, at least a half an hour of code for 100 days. Okay. Seat time. Yep. Seat time is simply all it is. It's a racing term. It's just, hey, you will get better if you have more time in the driver's seat, in the racing seat. The more time you have in the racing seat, the better you'll get at driving. Coding is the same way. The more and more things that you try, the better and better you'll be. Whether or not you felt like you got better each day, whether or not you solved a problem successfully, there is value in fighting through those problems. There's value in looking up answers and even never finding what you need, but you learn a lot throughout that process. And so committing to 100 days, doing your best to commit to 100 days of at least a half an hour of, at least, it doesn't have to be hands-on coding. I would like it to be hands-on coding, but at least diving into something, looking at something, watching a video about it is super duper helpful. And so I'm going to do it as well. And I'm going to make it very, very public. It's going to be very, very public. And what I do, you'll see what I mean by very, very public. But I'm going to be doing it with you. I'm going to be diving in pretty hardcore actually, and trying to learn a few. I have a couple of goals, and I'm actually going to try to build something over that time, something pretty significant over that amount of time, but we'll see. But it's going to be, we're going to have fun with it. There also is going to be some prizes for other people who want to document their journey, whether you're vlogging it, whatever. I want you to, if you feel like this is not for everyone, but if you want to do some recordings of your journey, I think it's beneficial for you to blog about it. I think it's beneficial for you to have a way to track these things. If you're posting about it, whatever it is, there are going to be some items for people who do that stuff. When we get details for Saturday, tomorrow, I'll give you details right now. But there's the official. I was still waiting on some confirmations from a few people. But on Saturday, we'll be diving into it's gonna be one of our normal discussions, and kind of just you can come ask whatever questions you want. But it's going to be from the view of, again, technical leadership, leadership in the technology industry. Again, CEOs, directors. We'll have a guy by the name of Dalali Zaraza here. You haven't met him yet, but I talk about Fearless all the time. He runs a software company, a many multi-million-dollar software company out of Baltimore. It's pretty cool. I tout them all the time. That's the last place I worked. It's amazing, but he does a lot. He does a bunch of other cool stuff. He'll be here. Another director, probably one of the people who was most influential in everything that I've been able to do over the past couple years. She's a director. She's a director of a lot of different things, and she's touted herself in a lot of different spaces. And so she's going to be on, possibly the COO of Fearless as well. And a few other, it's actually going to be 2 to 3 other CEOs from software companies who were actually engineers, or who are currently still engineers as well. But it's going to be to talk about you can still ask the same questions about, how to get roles, how you should approach those things. These are people who can actually hire you as well. So I would come through and ask questions. Hey, you have a company. What are you looking for at a company? They're going to be giving you information about things they're looking for, things that, but also just about their experience in building and navigating the tech industry as well, and like things that you can do to, ways that they're trying to keep their their company accountable to the employees and the ways that you as an employee can keep your company accountable to the things that you believe in. And it's just a lot of good discussion coming from the side that we don't usually hear from the leadership side of things. I think it's going to be pretty valuable. Really, I'm telling you, some really smart, really dope people who have a lot going on, who can open doors for a lot of people. So that's just gonna be a little bit about what it is. I'll have some actual material like photoshopped up and printed out tomorrow, sent out tomorrow over social media here as well. I'll give you a link to the thing as well, but it'll be on Saturday. It should be fun. We're gonna do a lot more of those on a lot more Saturday sessions where we have other people come through, where we get to interact with other communities, when we get to interact with companies, when we get to do a lot of different stuff. It should be fun. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be a whole lot of fun. I'm telling you, this stream is gonna have some of the most influential people that I've ever met. And I have a couple other streams that are going to implement the rest of the super influential people that have been crazy influential in my own life, and has really shown me they've shown me a lot. They've taken me under their wings. They've shown me a lot, and I'd love to be able to share those people with you all, so they can give you a little bit more insight on mentorship and understanding. Hopefully help you also understand how to navigate in the same way that they taught me how to navigate. I really do appreciate that. Sometimes I'm not so sure if I'm so smart, but I don't really care. It doesn't matter. I used to care a lot. Like, oh man, you get the imposter syndrome. You meet people who are crazy smart. Hey, do what you can do, learn what you can learn, have fun doing it. Hey, that's all that matters. I do appreciate the kind words for sure. I'm glad I can be an inspiration. I hope. I've had a lot of people be inspirational to me. Hopefully I can do that to you, or hopefully I can introduce you to someone who can be inspirational to you. It don't have to be me. It doesn't have to. I'm okay with that. That doesn't hurt my feelings at all. But hopefully I can introduce you to someone who can be inspirational to you as well. What's up, Ken I? How you doing? But that's it for tonight. We are kind of done here. What we will be doing on Thursday, we will be diving back into our Pokemon project, and we have a couple of very specific things that we're going to try to do. We're going to take ourselves a little bit farther than we've ever been with everything that we learned in the class. You're going to learn some things that are going to bridge the gap between this course and the journeyman level course. We're going to take the Pokemon project and we are going to make it a product. We're going to productize it. We're going to start to we're going to use the Pokemon API to be able to gather data so that we don't have to hard code any of that stuff in there. We're going to add some features to this thing. Again, it'll give you another step for something that you can start to play with. If you want to develop your own Pokemon Yeet version, feel free to do so. I think it'll make it more fun after this, because you'll be able to gather whatever Pokemon information you want. You'll be able to understand some bigger concepts, and we'll be able to extend it so that you can have more fun with it for sure. But again, just more seat time, more time with the code, more time hands-on, more time playing around. It'll help a ton, okay? In your opinion, how hard is it to get a job in CS without a degree? Not hard at all. I do not have a degree. A lot of people I talk to do not have a degree. I don't think it is. So I wouldn't say I'm not saying, hell, if you don't have a degree, it's super easy. But I think a degree is a tool, or can be used as a tool to help get you a role. But most people nowadays, a lot of organizations don't care so much about it. It is not the hindrance that most people think it is. You don't need one. You definitely don't need one. There are organizations where it will be a blocker for you. Do not, if your goal is to just get a job doing computer science or coding, if you do not have the extreme means to go get it, I don't think that going to get a CS degree is the route. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a CS degree. If you have the means, if there's something deeper you want to do, absolutely. But look into it. There are other options for you to get in much quicker, and you don't need a degree at all. Can you publish what we have so far on Pokemon? Yeah, it is. It's already published. It is in week 7. It's in week 7 of this same repository. The same repository I just shared. It's in week 7. I'll share it again. It is in here. There's Pokemon.py. We have an auto fighting. Y'all want to run it real quick? You want to run one Pokemon game real fast? Okay, we got to run one Pokemon game real fast. It's dumb. It is the dumbest Pokemon game ever, but we did it in one night. All right, we did it in a single night. and it was just to practice. The only reason we did it was to practice object-oriented programming. That's the only reason we did it, but it's in Python. Let's do Python, and we'll narrate it. We'll see if we win. Okay, we're recruiting our Pokemon. There are only 6 Pokemon here, I think. We got Rattata, Arbok, and Bulbasaur. Let's go. Our enemy has Mew, Charmander, and Squirtle. Let's go. Time to fight. Let's see what happens. We're about to go. We're gonna see if we win. Rattata attacks Flame Wheel. Rattata does not know Flame Wheel, but it's okay. We just had a little bit of fun. Our attacks are going back and forth. We can see who wins and who doesn't. This is a terrible interface, but whatever. It's fun. It's exciting. Let's see who's gonna die first. Let's see. Wait, Rattata only has 10 HP left. There we go. We won. So Mew fainted. We won that round. We have won. The enemy has 0. This will go on until all of our Pokemon are dead, or all of their Pokemon are dead. And we'll see who wins. We'll let it run through. This is dumb. This is a dumb game. We're going to extend this to be able to pull real Pokemon data, so that you have access to all 151 plus. Maybe we can do all the Pokemon, so that you have access to random Pokemon all over. Super helpful. We'll learn a little bit about CRUD functionality. How to do some web requests. Very simple stuff there, but we'll make it much faster. I just want to see if we win really quick. Here, come on through. Are we winning? I have no idea if we're winning. Bulbasaur and Squirtle are fighting each other right now. I don't know who's winning right now. Okay, we won. We won 3-0. Okay, we won 3-0 just now. Last time we got wrecked. When you lose, it tells you you're a loser, unfortunately. But we won this time, 3-0. We crushed our opponent. It does random attacks. It picks random Pokemon. It's dumb. It's a dumb game. We will make this much better next time. We'll put it in a way that we'll have a README so people know what to do with it. We'll make it much better. We'll make it so that they have real attacks, so that everyone's not doing the same attacks over and over again. It'll be fun. But that's it. What's up, Thug Muffin? It's good to see you. Definitely good to see you. I see PowerShell and Python 3, but can't tell the base program being shown. Yep, this is Windows subsystem for Linux. And I'm actually, this is Windows Terminal. This is the Windows Terminal. I'm actually logged into a Linux VM though. But that doesn't really matter. I have the same stuff here. But yeah, and I'm using ZSH, and I'm using the Rocket, the spaceship theme. You can get my stuff by typing in like !terminal settings maybe, or Vim settings, or one of those we'll give it to you. That's a beast Rattata. It's super soft Mew. It really is. It really is. And also, that's like Rattata's name is spelled completely wrong, and a bunch of problems. Did you configure your terminal to open WSL2 instead of PowerShell? No, I used to do it. The reason why it's not set up that way now is because I've been learning a bit of PowerShell. And I actually use PowerShell now to do some things in Windows. And so I leave it off. If I do want to hop into it, I just, type in bash. It'll, you can do what you need to do here as well. And you can set bash up to hop into WSL2 if you need it. But I use them all now. So right now it doesn't, by default, it does not go into WSL2. You can do that pretty easily by going into your settings and changing the default profile GUID in here. But I'm expanding my horizons. That's all. I've been a Windows hater for a long time. I want to be less of a Windows hater, just for a little while, just for a bit. And I want to know my reasons why I hate it. That's all. All right, cool. That's it. Tomorrow, come on through. We are learning Docker this week. We learned the basics of Docker yesterday. Tomorrow we'll be diving into building more complex Docker files. We'll learn about persistent data and persistent storage and how you handle those things. We'll be learning about Docker volumes and everything. We'll also learn about multi-Docker containers, and we'll start making them talk together, and we'll start to deploy some applications and build some images and all that fun stuff so that you can have a little bit of fun with it tomorrow. My admittedly limited terminal console usage. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Since I cannot use command prompt, that's fair. Seriously. Nomad cluster, I've never checked out Nomad. Traffic is great. I like traffic. That's dope. With a traffic cluster, it makes sense. That's what traffic is for. I do like traffic a lot. Never use Nomad though. I might try out Nomad because I do enjoy, HashiCorp stuff. It is what it is. I deployed a Docker registry at home, which is just a Docker container, which is nice, and Dockerized a really old side project. That's dope. I like that a lot, actually. Absolutely could do this. Easy peasy consoles, easy setup. I'm definitely gonna check that out. I find that, you know, especially if anybody over at that Terraform group is trying to, you know, give us a little, you know, hey, throw us a bone, Terraform. We love your products. You know, come, you know, don't you wanna come over and get into the Twitch game? You know, I do. I would love to hear a great story. Actually, Thug Muffin, I would love it. Easy like Regex. That's a good question. Second billing cycle, for sure. They can give back for your help. See, hopefully. All right, let's see. While I'm waiting for Thug Muffin's story, let's go ahead and find out who we're gonna go over and raid this evening. So did you notice Terraform Cloud yesterday was, yeah, so someone else told me about that. Yeah, absolutely. Let's get into the science and tech section. So Terraform Cloud yesterday apparently had some issues yesterday pulling down providers, which was interesting. Oh, Girl with Box is on. We're definitely rating Girl with Box. She's dope. Well, I guess Terraform Cloud pulls releases .hashicorp.com. Okay, so it's funny because I feel like Learn with Leon is supposed to have, we should definitely go rate Girl with Box though. She does some dope stuff. She's been through here a few times. We've been over Learn with Leon. We all love Learn with Leon. If you want to learn any type of web development, please head over to Learn with Leon. We'll head over to Girl with Box tonight. Show her some love. Well, they somehow deleted their S3 bucket and was like, oh, let me grab it back. And then I'll get, hold on. Wait, did you really do that? Did you grab it? Just to get it before? Wait, you that's amazing. You are a good person. You should have ransomed it. So real quick, for anyone who doesn't know, which yells on Zoom. Oh, that's Thug Muffin. That's amazing. That is, I don't know why I'm so excited about that. Everyone, what just happened is the way that S3 buckets, it's a storage platform. Think like Dropbox. You know, you get a little bucket. A bucket has a global namespace because it has to have a specific website. So HashiCorp owns, they own one. If you delete one, someone else can pick it up. It's possible that someone else can pick it up. All right. If someone else picks it up, you can't have it. It's like a domain name. It's just like a domain name. They're unique global namespaces. That's cool. So apparently they accidentally deleted it, and Thug Muffin was able to grab. That's amazing. That is amazing. That's dope. That's amazing. How did you realize it was they deleted it? That's an amazing story. I love that right there. You got me hyped. That's dope. Yeah. Other side of it, that's love right there. You understand it. You understand stuff happens. Plain and simple, stuff happens. You should have at least, did they at least give you some cool stuff? I don't know. Did they help you out at all? I was doing Terraform work and we used TFM, and it was like, oh yeah, that's a good catch, man. That's smart thinking. Seriously. Now maybe they'll be like, yo, you trying to come over and work for us since you saved the day? That's dope. That's amazing. That's a really good story. That's dope. All right, so we're gonna head over, and man, I'm gonna be thinking about that for a while. That is good catch. That's fair, but we'll change that if they you should have sent them our way. Check out my boys. Just check out my boys' channel. We just want a little bit of Terraform love. That's all we want. That's nothing else. All right, we're gonna head over to Girl with Box. Like I said, she does a bunch of dope stuff. With Python, she does a bunch of stuff. She writes in Vim as well, but she does some hardware things as well. A lot of cool stuff. Another great person to learn from if you're trying to pick up some new skills and you want to see some stuff get built. But that's it. Make a business of discovering S3 bucket discrepancies and ransom. If you want to be a bad person, if you got to pay the bills one day, I get it. Absolutely Naughty Body Wash. Go for it. Again, hit up YouTube as well. They're there as well. But I appreciate the sub, Naughty Body Wash. That's love right there. Congratulations on no more advertisements. But peace out. We're out of here. I'll see you all tomorrow. We're back again with some Docker tomorrow. Peace.